came here for a reason. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it was. I went there for a reason. Don't know. This about looks the same, but it doesn't matter. As I said that in the previous one, someone temple was there. This thing was like this, I didn't even touch it. Yeah. Over there, this thing was strapped to the top. Really, it isn't. Most important is the whole thing down on top was torn down. Is how the phone got pulled the plug, and it shut down, and the criminals of tempo and vessel wouldn't start again. There's even this weird pickup truck passing nearby. You're gonna see all that in a minute because it was filmed on this phone, the previous video from this, and just says they threw a wave of some type of torture pain drug when I was coming back, and psychological drugs stay in the ass always. I wanna check on shit in a minute. Presumably how they got in, other than no, they just put the thing open. Okay. So this doesn't do anything. It's not clearly where I left it. It was grabbing from the other one. So I don't know. Maybe I'll take back the day with the whole thing off. I think that they might try to open the door normally. This one probably was put in place. Again, who would look at something like this? The thing on top, you say that you could have been either jail or someone, I mean, not of him personally, but someone like that, because it's more visible. And I'm not stressing over that too much because not even the best way, the only way to deal with that is from the outside, as I was putting back. And also I can take it down. Also I can make it less inclined, so it's harder to see from the outside as well, even if it rains. But other than raining, I can just take it down. It doesn't have to stay up. It's even better in a way, if no rain, if it stays down. So hardly a huge deal. I just didn't know it was supposed to be the thing. Again, what Justin said, it was about removing the things from the floor, and it's nothing I can see there, or up there, or here. So I even put down the green thing there that was standing, but it was too visible from the outside, and I went there, came back. I lost the bus for that, by the way. So again. That being said, we don't know if it is. It might as well just have been one of the criminals all trying to shuffle the thing, try to pull this up, and then the thing that collapses, and then they put it back in place, not to look all collapsed, because that's very eye-catching. I definitely did not attach this to itself, and that much I know. But you have the video. Let me take my word for it. And why is it 231, right? 321, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So, of all of that, the only one that seems to should be attached is this. Ah, that's the boy. Right there. So no, I don't think it was any of them. I was still probably gonna keep it more out, but it's lower. Don't have to make it disinclined, because it's also best that it isn't disinclined. Actually, in hindsight, I don't know if I'm gonna go there now, but I'm gonna go there in a minute. I think even I was trying to deal with the Turi effect. What is the name of the thing? The reason you don't stand underneath bridges during a tornado, because the air will pass it through constrained environments, gain subspeed, and at least I want to keep the thing safe from getting inside. is there to be factory pressurized. It should be passing at high speed. Not the same thing as pressurized, but amount is the same. But you may be thinking, well, what if this whole thing indeed collapse? First off, I don't know how this thing would collapse. To begin with, it's stable.
Ok, fiz a linha decisão.
The cats don't climb on it because they know that they will collapse if they do. So my best guess is they try to get in through the front door, couldn't, try to rip off the whole thing. Because the thing is, even if it collapsed, you wouldn't have ripped off this. Like, talking about different things. A lot of psychological drugs on me. Jesus. I'm blowing exactly what I thought. And by the way, it's been very stressful with the whole thing collapsing there. But hopefully, you get to listen to absolutely everything through the audio. And, on top of that, you get to listen to everything through. You got to listen to what I said after, which I don't know if it's necessarily touching, but at the very least it should be, which is a very human toll of this crime. Because again, if you just see me talking about technicalities and explaining crimes, and that's on purpose, I explained that before, because if I'm explaining the crimes, talking about law and stuff like this, you not to pay too much attention on the human toll of it, because for you it's just watching a story of what's being done to someone else in the past, because I don't even imagine you seeing this at this point for most of you. But for me, it's my life that is done to this by them every single day. Tomorrow, I'm going to have to go back to the things I'm just telling you today. And it's just me, because you notice that what Tanya is now. So when I say it's just me, it literally means just me. Well, and them, but they do help, which is my response for the attempted threats we saw today, some of which is the very reason this video is going to be named after. After all, although they are victims, they're not only victims. And again, because of such crimes today, we couldn't buy them the food. Either way. No, I literally don't know why I said that. What I meant to say was I couldn't buy chips, medicine. Don't know what. I have no clue why I said those things instead. Also, there was something else that I saw the other day there. Remember yesterday, we were seeing that guy talking to Gelson here? Remember the noise we heard on the weekend? And went down there to see what it was. And I think I know what it was. Yeah. Imagine the bus. Okay, let's fucking out. Another time. Nothing since then. That's why I said on the video to just be advised it's going to be explained later. And it's still not going to explain that now. Not yet. Soon. Not yet. For now though, we need to empty this. the things inside, put the backpack inside. Tons of things to do. Okay? And then that's why the phone shut down. That wasn't good. But it's important though, as I said, because you get to listen and see and hear something other than me just explaining the crimes and tell you how stupid they are. Because yes, being stupid is a major trait of this war crime. I mean, I wouldn't have a chance if not the case. I mean, you see how overwhelming it is. But the point is, other than that, and that's how you knowing this. Other than that, it's easy to see how, well, what it is. It really is. So, I'm gonna be playing that video for you to be listening, at least something, from the phone. If they tamper with it, we will do that twice. One is now, the other one is... I remember what I went there to look. In a second. It was this cable. It had a strap to it that helps keep it closed. And I remember losing it. Not even during the night. But losing that day that I was eating here. And I want to see if I find it. Not immensely when it can be improvised. But if I find out should be in there. I go the best I'm doing today, ain't it? Lunch is up now. Her phone is down, but I think it is in. Well, it also is Now that's the depression drug. That's 100%. I mentioned that this part might have an impact, and you can see the impact through the heavy psychological thing there, and it gets substantiated by this. But now it's almost 100% just the justified for the drugs that have those effects. Okay, there's a lot of things falling down and stuff. Of which those are the only normal ones. Everything else is not what it's supposed to be. So this is the thing that I mentioned, they were torn apart. So they just did a number on this. These are the things. Okay. So let's go down the list. There's things attached. There's things attached here. Right there. Like it? No. It's attached. But no way that this was standing up. What else? This was already falling. I should have bought it in the box. Technically, we did. Just coping with the narcotics at the front. Giving time for my body to be rebuilt. Again, did the trying the same levels it did in the first day 2 days ago. Well, 2 days ago, yesterday. If you count today as the first day, the Wednesday. That's wrong. I'm very confident of the narcotics too. They're a very strong search of drugs. But they're actually exhaustion drugs. It's just the dosage is so high that it's functional and sedative. You doing? As you see, things are apart. Mate, what else you need to see than this? Going down, top, on apart. And being attached to itself. Being attached to itself. Well, actually listening to the video, so we can do this. Again, because listen first. A future video, we're gonna comment from there. The implications of the simple fact that this nation wants to say that this crime is about inside the box, and she doesn't like to be noises with noises, right? And in fact, she has a middle. Okay, give me a second. Another problem. That's the one. Okay. The issue inside because of her left side. Definitely getting down. The phone was in my hip, so no need some hands and all, so you're gonna have to do it again. I'm gonna pull you out just to put the bag inside. But then you're coming back here, okay? gonna let you know too. I promise you. Don't grab this thing. Chop. Hey, what the fuck is that? That's a thing. What is here? Hey. Listen to music, because I know it's always important. We're going to go back. The most important thing, just a quick thing. Don't think I keep mentioning all the time, but take certain things with a grain of salt. The facts don't. The facts are the facts. And if you're seeing the facts, you don't need opinions about it. Like, you have your own opinions. I'm simply saying that you get to see. I think that's important for quick context. And Not to mention underlying aspect that significantly looking forward and looking forward to the economy. Yep. Chip. There you go. That's good. That's good. Go ahead. Everything that you're doing, that's all you do, and of course, the female, they're all the person, right? After all, I don't know what this is, it's back to some soul, but it's good as good, almost to this place. Yep. So, I say that those things are structured. And the secondary reason would be because I say those things are stock trucks, and I don't see anyone else who decided to do the stock. See? There's no one else there. So, anyway. Yeah, but I forgot something. In the bag, I needed to fit the one thing that I actually left them all, and this serves some interference on my personnel there. Not saying anything. It's completely pointless. If this is something like at, I don't know, 11, 16, or 11, 17, and it was only like, okay, 17, 17, that was the thing. Obviously, I'm not doing it much at all. Of all the things today, this is not so often enough back in the days for 4,000. Other than those stuff. Moving on the track and go back in. Or go into the first time, right? The thing is here. So, again. Whatever thing he was waiting on got cleared exactly at the same moment that we walked inside. Right? So, again. Let me just make sure. Things on the same. Meanwhile, they're not far in here. They're now in the way, funny enough. The way is actually kind of clear. So, this is the one for tampering. This thing. This has no means of rolling off. Period. So, you're talking stopping that. You would have means if you remove the entire front, which seems to be what they did. And this sort of thing is attached here. It's attached to what exactly? This one on the left. That's coming the way out. So in the same one, because it's essentially the same front, right? So essentially it is the same thing. So this, I just remember from the thing was attached to the top, not being there. This is not slide through. What presumed to be which this shape there in here was to pull the entire front out. Also, what you mentioned, this is the height and pull out down. And there's nothing of course there, although removing this guarantee would. So we know for a fact, even before coming in, that someone came here and sampled this, likely removing the entire front of the probably because of what I said there. Okay? And note that much like it needs to be 10 now, or 16, don't know how that could play out, but you can do that for this, right? And you would do that for this, because it's simply the easiest method to do it. Now, to be fair, I don't know what this is about, so if it tells me that someone's going to explain Thursday, I think it's like either day or something about asking for it. As I mentioned before, it's not a huge deal. It's why I place the numbers there. It's more than a page number because they try to say the largest number in Roman digits there you is in a month, I think 28. Because even tomorrow, 29, it's going to be like X, X. But today we do many more things because of the things I was doing. So, even if you just finish doing this to sort this down, you would have some business going back to this and above, more or less. Not something we did. Okay? Now, I don't know if I've been doing that because it was really easily because if this was a concern, I think it's just very intimate to you. I was going to say that tomorrow I can take it down. It's not a huge deal for me. Unless it's rain, okay, it would be a huge deal, but there's no way. I don't tell the money. Again, much like the other thing, it was never a thing, which is why I did it. Like, at any point, even days when I forgot that dash one day to the other, and it was never a thing. So it's why this thing is made, so everything can down, and everything can see. It's really clean. And it works this thing when I'm like, everything's looking out at you, so you see all of the hijack. That's also really good. It's the board thing. Like, those are four that I use. It's just a wood. You don't want to stop them, now, my best fantasy is just this is so relevant. This thing here is so relevant that someone likely either wishing them or just came here for something or someone something. That was the case. About it. And they're fine. As I said, from now on, I know you can take it out whenever you think it's not a big deal for me. It doesn't change anything. And that's the thing. So you're saying, you can also put it lower, just like it's high. But my point is, someone's going to claim something, right? So if it isn't nothing, we know. So if it isn't them, we know. If not, it means it was the criminal. And for the criminal, at that point, the best assumption is someone trying to come to master the things. Either trying to remove that, the entire thing collapse. The screw collapse. And they kind of make sure put that in place to make it look like it was. fail to understand the simple reality. If it was someone else, they're going to take credit for that, but not if it wasn't, right? Because it's kind of a secret. So, and honestly, I don't care. If the people have it, they're possible. And even if I don't believe necessarily they do, I can't do it. Because it's not a big deal to me. Because again, it's a point of like I said, I can push it also underneath the board. No, I can't. If I want to hit it down, it's slide. I bet those things are very important, even without rain. We gotta see that. It minimize the amount of drugs falling on me. But as you can see, it's not a massive deal because unless it's as I was saying, it's not a massive deal because unless they did a massive work on this is a big deal though. This is a big deal. I should have compartmentalized. That was not bad. We always have redundancy, right? And the redundancy there. Unless there's something to the cover there, you would have a thing underneath to protect someone. The thing that they throw in the air. The narcotic, that is. Amongst other drugs. And many drugs. Right, second time. Yeah, that was a big bed. Which is why I uploaded everything about already. Also, as I said, why we always have redundancies. So now the tampering with the phone. Not just that was a big fucked up on my phone. And I don't see how much it could have done that distance with not just help me out, fail me on that one. It really could. The tampering with the phone, not to start. I'm going to need the starting right now, to be honest. You can film the things on the other phone and on you. Adding up the things that are already on you and the other phone. There's a big point for a small cup on my phone. Okay. Big point for a small cup on my phone. Now we're going to treat this as we treat you, funny enough, the little guy, the one they stayed. Treat it as a chain, as a defect, because it is defective as of now. No big risk. Every time we're going to do something like, climbing to fix something that we stop what we're doing on this. Just save the video, upload the video, then we deal with that. That was a huge mock-up on my part. Just fucking massive. Just fucking massive. Another thing, I'm putting the phone. They did this. This is old as life. They essentially tampering with the phone as it's trying to turn on. So they're doing something with the files, and I don't want to let them do that. That's the point. This is where we are. Once again, I can do something more than what I'm doing. I can also remove the cache. Okay, so you seeing that right now? Yeah. This is old. There's this one time when they did this, we went all the way over there when we figured out that there was this growth over there by the thing. I think that none of this is fucking necessary. Yeah, also we're gonna strap some straps to prevent further accessing. It's just the right thing to do. Yeah, the damn parents happily with it now. Mendozinho, por que, Mendozinho? Tinha que deixar agarrar no cozinho lá. Por que, desenho? Por que sozinho sempre? Eu tão miserável, tão miserável, gente, que ajuda bem. Por que sempre tem que ser assim? Explica pra mim. Por quê? This is nothing, by the way. Okay, and this is no issue. This is nothing on the phone. This is that the emperor with something on the phone. That they're doing something. That they're trying something to the data, my concern, or to the system, or somewhere, which is something that I didn't have to be going through right now. If I just had that cleared up properly. Hello, baby. Battery is disconnected. It's like the same wind, just slows. The thing is, the reason why it works to do is just very, very little. And this is the thing you get to witness, because this in a way is even better than the other one, because you get to see the other side. When you see me talking and pointing out the stupidity of the crimes and things like this, it's very easy to think, well, things are not as bad as you're trying to make them be, right? I mean, come on, look at that. If they indeed that bad, then you wouldn't be struggling. If they indeed are bad, how can you be able to... Quick pause. Now is filming at the same time as the video. The temple, the whole thing inside is torn apart. I'm gonna show the video, like the roof is collapsed inwards, all sorts of things that would never have happened organically. So, as I said, it's being seen slightly beyond the little bit, and you see the hole. And the hole is very self-explanatory. So, this is why they were kind of so happy that in the mall, this is what they knew that they're doing to a home. One coming back here. But also, most importantly, this is why I said what I said there. When I said that actually not that much that they would do, because again, it's common knowledge where I sleep. It's not something that the criminals will be saying. Which are this is unlawful. This is definition of stalking, etc. But regardless, I mean, you're telling the criminals to act illegally, and my point is, none of this is a secret. So, as for that, as for the case of Chip, as for the case of everything else, whatever it is the basis. And now you see the other side, because in here words like masturbators that just showcase very low tier over there, particularly because some of them like to dress more like almost respectable, and no, they're masturbators, they're pissing shit. And for that, I want you to understand that, again, just leaning each other's nice hand, because for what it's worth, as I just pointed out, they know most things, as you saw. They already do things. It's just that for whatever it is, it's just another version of a circus. So it's in a way even worse, because you should have the full length of the crime, and whatever any crimes that they do, they are responsible and can associate directly to them. But also, other than that, all they can do is crimes in the days and same times. And then, but beyond that, there's also the point of how even pointless most of those things are. They're entirely just a circus, and all of them know it. So, be advised on that. To do this and that, right? And this is the moments when you actually see the reality of this crime and what it goes through. Okay? Because of a simple, because of and it's the thing about the compiling crimes. And I'm talking about one crime or two crimes. It's the entire, and it builds up, and it loads up, and you see a population abusing one person and genuinely believing and acting as if they're victims throughout the entire crime. So, the victims work right there. Which is why everything's online already. Okay? So we know the solution for this? And we know the solution for this, don't we? You know, and for the list of other things, giving a final chance for this to load up. And it's literally the final chance. Because what else we're going to, and we're so close. We're here. About to do it. Same kind of thing. And there's not much you can do. It's a very difficult thing to strap in place. We can't fix it. We can't fix it. We have to fix the chip. We have to fix the baby. We have to fix a bunch of other things in the life. So, the solution for this? Same solution as for the headaches. Same solution as for the fucking diarrhea. Same solution as for everything else. The solution for this? You wait 5 hours until they give up on the stupid crime, and then you do it again, and then it works just fine. That's the solution for this. But in a way, you might have witnessed how they install things on the phone. It's just like that. Except normally they prioritize doing that during the night, I assume, where I wouldn't be able to document and show that to you. And now you have to replay to the other phone. The issue that actually upsets me, as you saw that, is that we are so close to do that. And I don't have any insurance back of what's going to happen. We know this is manufactured, so we know that the real reason is them accessing my phone, and then so much I can do about it as of now. Because remember that the prices for all media is in dumpster country. Again, why things are called the way they are. And again, I'm justifying that to you for the sense of you understanding. But it is quite amusing to see the way that citizenship thinks and justifying myself to them, as I call them citizenship and dumps the country and ship people and so on and so forth. And I get you, for you to understand that, especially if you glance and then explain again in those new YouTube videos, because I always assume that you've seen this through the whole perspective, so I don't have to explain the things again because you always explained already hundreds of times, quite literally, right? Things are contextual, and I always assume that PCC actually is things that they fail, which is why those nomenclatures are very well fitting, right? You're not talking to good people, chip. We're talking to good people, you, but we're talking about pissing shit, right? That's the point. And, oh yeah, by the way, and now there are pain narcotics in it. Just to explain, pain drugs different than normal drugs. Psychological drugs are the opposite of pain drugs. So, psychological drugs are drugs that they throw that have an effect on me, like yesterday, when I felt like I was completely lost, like it was extreme depression. And it's just remanufactured, nothing that's real. Okay? Not even real in my brain. It's fully artificial, just a drug. Because who would have thought that narcotics cause, depression and other bad feelings, right? Again, anyone who saw a drug guy naked bashing his head against a door in a random house in Texas, which even the guy watching the video said, meu pai didn't get shot. And would never imagine that, any type of weird behavior coming from anyway, again. So, if you later ask me, why do I say narcotics instead of just assuming there's some other things, even though some other, things like these. But as I said, those psychological drugs, as of today, as of when I arrived here, there were some. As of now, it felt a lot like, even now, it's my very well. But this, as I'm coming back here, there's a release of pain drugs. And they're not quite punch drugs, as in they affect the headache. Some more really to my body. But they will be pain drugs in the sense that what they do is to sometimes causing pain to the body. either the headache or the back or whatever it is, or even irritation drugs as well to the skin, or the other one. And the point about that is that they are a form of torture. Plain and simple. The idea is to cause so much pain or something of the sort that it will just break and comply one way or another. Okay. Other than that, you have the final one, which technically is still a pain drug, because the best argument would be actually to say physical drug. But I don't like to use that one because it undermines the effects of the psychological ones. Because psychological ones are as physical as those. They're throwing chemicals in my brain and causing a reaction, and those chemicals cause a reaction. That's very physical, it's very down to earth, okay? You're not talking about trauma and other things. And I don't want to confuse with psychological torture directly, which is when they throw things, or they act the way they do in the mall, for instance. That's psychological torture. And to differentiate that, we just call it pain drugs. Sedatives technically would be pain drugs, but they don't cause pain necessarily, because they affect the body directly. The objective is to take me down, to facilitate further crimes. Okay, so on is on. Let's check for things to do. For you, would be check on a couple other things. For me, is to check on space. So these situations, say some grotesque tampering with the evidence. That's point one. And I was thinking that was that if that thing wouldn't turn on, I would just shut it down and wait a couple hours to do it again. But much like computers, it's also very likely that if this was indeed something being done, you have something that could have been installed earlier, and it's just now because it was shut down and it's doing. Or it could be something perfectly normal. The phone was shut down abruptly, then you can check this, right? Something like that. That's the least likely one, by the way. It is not a big deal, though. Notice that I don't blame myself too much, because if they install that on the phone, they will do that another time. And next time it shuts down, it's going to eventually shut down because things don't act like this. Or if it was something that they were doing, the same. At some point, they would do it again. So that's going to be a big problem. The only problem for me was the evidence of right now, because that video was a pretty good video that I didn't want to lose. And two, any recent evidence that I hadn't had the chance to upload, but most of that I uploaded already. Three, the installing stuff on the phone, because I can delay that at least to dealing with a couple of things that's best. And most importantly, the fourth one, which is I was going to use it now, right? To have some respite over those crimes, get inside the place, and etc. And didn't know if any other problem, I would have to delay more. But yeah, situation like this, so you have the final gimmick I mentioned before, have diarrhea, walk 200 meters. Headache, walk 200 meters. Don't have to walk more than that. Doctor drugs actually have a long range. Get yourself in a conditioned room that nobody expected you to go to. That's how you cure your headache. And it's pain drugs. Let this torture days. So you know. And he has this tested, and exactly as it happened. By the way, there's a drugstore, by the way, for just curiosity. So, and now you go to your phone doesn't start. Pull the plug, wait 5 hours, and try it again. By then, the criminals would have given up. They might even do that again another day, which makes it kind of pointless, which is why the fourth one was the one that bothered me the most. Also, that I want to feel my way into the place, because I guarantee you that someone came here to tamper with it, and because of that, I want I will have to do that on the phone, and if the phone is shut down, then right now I will learn my lesson. I think the Lord just gently made my feet slip over, and I saved this video and then played after the other one, and we'll deal with the rest. 31 minutes, 37 seconds. Okay, it's done. And then I'm gonna show to you what they did there. By the way, yeah, Chip did poop again. It was very much more liquid than the last one. Very consistent with the shit drugs, which is, I said laxatives as an assumption. Don't assume that that's for granted. It could very much be some type of drug that has a side effect that as they do with the space truck. I think it was original, and now they might be more specific just because. But originally, I thought it had other factors. So, but as I said, Chip is no more comfortable in her home. There's no poop there anymore. So it's okay, baby. It's me. We managed to save some of the papers, so the system worked. That's good. Bad design. We managed to save some of the papers. Actually, it is a bit of a bad design. We're gonna affect that more. Now for the sad aspect of the sad side is the design which you can't really say. They tore everything apart. And right now, when I finally got in to fix some of those things, I can enumerate them more punctually. First off, there. Roof is collapsed in this side. This is a big deal. It wasn't like that, and nothing that would have happened would have caused it to be like that. This happened, they tried to pull it off because, piston shit has the intestines. They have the intestines in their head. So they said, well, if you close the door, we're going to remove the entire thing altogether, like I did, because, the intestines. And because I don't have the intestines in my head, they couldn't. And then they collapsed the whole thing. Now, I don't know if they actually got inside note, okay? The attempts to are very much registered, as you got to see. And that was it. That's the bag that was with me. I put it there already there. And I don't know what this is supposed to mean. And as I was inside, he was already feeling some effect. It's much better than outside, but it's just no effect. Okay. But yeah, this 100% was not collapsed like that, and I know that this is the fact, and I even know, again, what caused. As I said, the hinge, it was an accident when I discovered it. I was just trying to indeed remove it, and then I realized that, as I said, more than a few tricks. She has more than a few tricks left.